It's a new year, which means US Dietary Guidelines, the new ones, but this year they're going to look a little different.
Tina standing by with more on the new guidelines that include recommendations for infants for the first time ever.
Yes, good morning to all of you. So this actually surprised me. The dietary restrictions and guidelines for Americans had really only been for people ages 2 and up. And for the first time ever, at the very end of 2020, they included infants in this. And so we have registered dietitian Pat Baird with us. So first of all, Pat, let's go over how significant this is to have infants on the list now of what to recommend and the guidelines.
It is historic, Dina. The dietary guidelines for Americans come out every 5 years, and as the science on particular areas grows, there are changes and tweaks, and as you just mentioned, they've always been for over the age of 2. So this is really historic that we have them from birth to 24 months.
Okay, so you're going to go over 4 of the guidelines. I know there were 8 actually listed for infants.
In the guidelines, there are 8 key recommendations.
Okay.
And overall, the theme of the dietary guidelines for everyone is to make every bite count. For infants and children, this is even more important because their calorie allotments are much smaller because they are much smaller. So, very first thing is that breastfeeding or human milk should be fed for the first 12 months of life. Now, they realize this may not be possible for people to do for a variety of reasons. And in that case, you want to look for an iron fortified formula because iron is critical for neurologic development and immune function. Second thing they say is to provide vitamin D supplementation, 400 units, soon after birth until about 12 months. Now, they have the liquid vitamins, 400 units comes out in one measure. However, if your baby is getting a formula that's already got extra vitamin D in it, so you want to talk with your healthcare provider to work out what's right for your baby.
Okay, about a minute left here to get through the final 2.
Okay, and now we have the recommendation to introduce potentially allergenic foods like tree nuts, peanuts, and seafood and eggs, to introduce them in small amounts because the science is that when you do that early in life, you may prevent an allergy further on. And the last one for today is to avoid added sugar for 2 years or 24 months. Once again, Dina, this sends us back to the food label because there is a separate line for added sugars. So as you start to give biscuits or other foods to babies, you really want to get as little or no added sugar as possible.
Okay, great information, and this is all stuff I know. We've got a lot of new moms and dads watching the show every morning. Pat Baird, registered dietitian, thank you so much. And again, as she mentioned, it goes back to the label and making sure that those added sugars are not something that's included in the diet for up to 2 years. So first time ever, we're seeing these dietary guidelines for the young infants, guys. Again, the website that you can go to for more information, dietaryguidelines.gov. Yes.
Okay, so viewers can go to the website and get all the information.
Okay, there we go. Again, dietaryguidelines.gov. Thank you so much, Pat. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, Dina. You too.
All right, back over to you guys.